I'm TwanM4n. I'm here with Patrick Skarzard. I'm just going to call you Patrick because you're Patrick, right?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Skarzard. Also Patrick. This is Jake. Also TwanM4n. We've known each other for over a decade, so we might slip into calling each other our human names. But you can call us pretty much anything. This is Road Redemption, and we are going to be playing Campaign Plus any percent, and that plus is pretty important. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what changes in Plus, Jake, before we get into the whole jam?
If you don't meet your incentive or whatever for each level, you take a much larger penalty, and just in general, the game's a little bit tougher. So it's it's a little bit more stressful than the normal campaign, and there's a little bit more randomization to each of the levels. The campaign is kind of like a story, but Campaign Plus kind of just jumbles it all up.
Yeah, we will, well, and I say I will be breaking down a lot of the mechanics of the game.
Yeah.
Once we start playing, you'll realize how ridiculous it is. And part of that is because of this, the Golden Jet, kind of the first thing that's coming up it's the kind of like Uber maxed out motorcycle cart that you would expect in any sort of racing game to just sort of be the best, which is kind of a blessing and a curse. As you will see, it gets pretty wild and pretty hard to check out. We also have a lot of different characters here, but the donation incentive is for Shovel Knight, which is going to change this from a speed run to seeing if we can survive. But one thing I want to point out is that Jake here, TwanM4n, is the world record holder for this category.
I did not use Shovel Knight.
Any percent. Yeah, and he did not use Shovel Knight, and we will find out exactly why. So once we're ready to go,
I'll just explain real quick these. So 75% health, no guns. The no guns is huge, and why I would not use it in a world record attempt. You do get some extra armor, Shovel Knight, obviously. Crash damage is 200%, so I want to avoid crashing. Don't be surprised when I crash 300 times still. I want to use my shovel to power up. I can power up my shovel by getting kills with the shovel. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing that because that can be very risky from time to time. But if I ever lose HP, it weakens the shovel, and you'll see that I'll lose HP somewhat often. So it ends up being a lot of survival.
Yeah, we'll get into it here in just a sec.
All right.
Where you go?
So the timer is going to start as soon as I continue here. So it'll be in 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we are into the first level. So as Jake was saying,
because I'm already going off the track.
Be ready for this. So I guess let's start at the beginning. So Road Redemption is a racing game similar to a lot of racing games you would expect, with, I think, two major structural departures. One, as you can already see, the kicking and soon-to-be shovel charging, is that it is kind of a vehicular combat game as well as racing. So you get money for, and many times are required to score a number of kills to defeat the level, so to speak. The other thing is it kind of mixes in some roguelike elements. So you'll see the health bar that Jake has at the top, as well as the nitro beneath it. These things will persist throughout the entirety of the run. And while there's normally in the campaign, you kind of follow a structure, we have randomized levels, and at the end of every one of these levels, we're going to have a chance to spend money that we build up during the races or melee combats to pick up, a randomized series of boosts. So they can be things that will heal us, they can be things that will increase our damage, etc., etc. Normally in this game, you have a gun, which makes levels like this pretty easy because you just get kind of right next to them, and you want quick one to take care of them. Shovel Knight cannot do that. Shovel Knight has this very powerful shovel that he can charge up to decapitate enemies, and it comes with the unique side effect of permanently improving its damage as you get kills with it.
That's fine.
That said, it actually makes these levels among the most difficult.
These levels are super hard
in the entire game because you have to complete them in a very short period of time. So here's one
two of them in a row.
Yeah, so
this is great.
So Jake's talking about getting two of them in a row. So there are, we'll say, 4 different variations split into 2 sort of categories. One is your standard race, make it to the end, and one of the other is combat related. In the 2 combat ones, like you'll see here, you'll see kills to win. You have to kill a number of enemies to make it to the next level, and then there will be ones where a boss character that has a lot of armor and is very difficult to kill down will be their sort of a gang leader of the multiple gangs in the game. The others are a lot more straightforward. They're either finish in the top 3 or they're beat the timer.
Here we go, baby.
Sorry. Oh, there we go. Oh, no, you're snowballing. You're pogging off.
Oh.
This is actually like rare, but
finally,
perfect, right? Each one of these are going to make every one of these combat sections that much easier as we get down the line, but of course will still be very difficult because you're kicking and meleeing and everything. Some enemies have helmets that you can see that make it very hard to decapitate with a shovel, which, wow, it is so much darker than the normal Shovel Knight game to watch him do this. I don't know if this is canon.
I'm gonna hunt down this guy in the front because I don't. You'll see me get really stressed out when I'm in a pack because all it takes is like a couple shots and I have like no health. So if I can isolate them like this, then that makes my life a whole lot easier.
Someone says, I think I played this game in Final Fantasy VII. Yes. I don't know why I just went through that whole description of the game when I could have just said, it's the motorcycle combat from Final Fantasy VII mixed with roguelike progression. So here,
3 in a row! Are you serious? All right, well, we got a good shovel. We got a good shovel.
Yeah. Our shovel is very powered up. So yeah,
this has never happened before. I just want to say that real quick.
There it is. Everyone in the chat. This has never happened before. So interestingly, when we were and I love the wipeouts in this game. When we were when Jake was warming up and we were kind of practicing talking about stuff, very rarely, I guess I would say, do you see 3 levels in a row, especially this kind. And we were talking about how the most difficult thing about Shovel Knight, right, is these combat sections. Of course, we get 3 of them in a row.
Are you I just keep hitting cars. Get out of my way.
Yeah. So an important thing to note is, I mentioned the 4 different kinds of levels, right? There's group fighting, there's boss fighting, there's top 3 racing, and there's beat the time racing. You don't actually have to do any of these objectives. You'll either time out, or you can finish 4th and below, or you cannot beat the timer. That's fine. That doesn't end your run, so to speak. But as you saw in the very first go of it, and there's a nice double kill. With the shovels, you're actually snowballing the shovel way more than I think I had seen you do before. Yeah. The reason is you will take a massive decrease in your maximum health, so you kind of get a penalty. So again, if the run dies, the run dies, right? This is a you have to make it to the end of the campaign with all the same nitro and all the same health that you have, right? But racking up these kills, doing things like getting really close to a car and dodging out of the way. There's all sorts.
I want to get this kill.
Sort of a
right at the end. I didn't want to take the 40% health.
There we go. 69 damage. Nice. But yeah, so it's sort of almost like a Tony Hawk sort of, based on how cool you're doing it and how well you're going here. An important thing to note, though, one little benefit, I think, of the Shovel Knight character, and so here I believe this is top 3, by the way.
Top 3.
The level we're on right now. Yeah, so this is just go fast, do your best. And I'll talk about the racing mechanics here in a bit. But when you are in those kind of interlude buying sections, if you're playing this game casually, which it's actually a lot of fun, like looking at these. I can't wait till we get to the rooftop sections. I would love to talk about those.
They're coming.
Yeah, y'all will enjoy the rooftop sections. When you play through this game casually, you might take a lot of time to think about, what do I want to buy with all my money? Well, because Shovel Knight is a melee character and does not have guns or does not have ammo, does not have anything, we're really only looking for 2 upgrades, and so every one of those things that you're looking at is going to go by pretty quickly. We're only looking for melee damage, or just attack damage increase, and health, just to make sure that we don't lose the run. So every one of those little menus is going to go very quickly. Here, more of the melee combat, so you don't actually have to do this to finish in the top 3. You can just ignore people and go very quickly.
If I see someone without a helmet on, I'm just gonna go for it.
Yeah,
because it's easy to just one-shot them and build up even more.
Yeah, exactly. Like
damage.
The damage that y'all are seeing and the kills that he's getting is something that was not happening in practice. Like
it takes like 4 hits.
Yeah, it's so difficult to start that train, but once you do, again, the permanent stacking is going to make it kind of a cakewalk later, which is really important because the boss fights are difficult, and the fact that you are getting up there, I think, might make this a little easier.
We'll get to them!
Do we have time for some donation?
Go for it.
We absolutely do.
Thank you. We have a $5 donation from DDG who says, "Great, GG, play Pac-Man now." And another one also from DDG for $9 saying, "Honk."
Honk.
Yeah, I was saying before I started this run that this is like the polar opposite to my last No Reset run, which was Untitled Goose Game. I'm not going to be singing, wearing a silly hat because I'm very stressed out while I play this game.
Oddly enough, Untitled Goose Game and Road Redemption do take place in the same universe. A lot of people don't know that. They're kind of a continuation of one. The racing, the crashing, everything in this game is fun. It's cool. I hope you enjoy the wipeouts, but we don't actually care too much. You have to worry a little bit because Shovel Knight takes extra crash damage due to wearing a giant suit of armor. But it's actually pretty quick to get back to your pace. And again, that's because of the Gold Jet, the motorcycle that we are on.
Yeah,
has maxed out stats. Very high speed. Yeah.
You'll notice that I'm almost never using my nitro because it gets a little too ridiculous once the nitro kicks in. I'm already having a hard time staying on the track and running into stuff without using the nitro. So
yeah, it's fun to watch, and looking through Jake's record to study this. Oh yeah, there you go.
I just wanted to show it off. That's what happens when you turn on the nitro with this bike.
Yeah, you go incredibly fast. So the thing here is, right, I know that looked buck wild, but it's actually the delta between a nitroed golden jet and a nitroed normal car is not so different.
I always go off the track there.
I mean, obviously if you're on a normal stretch, you can go for it, but it's not so different compared to what you might do in a normal any percent, not campaign plus. The other thing though is
He's got a taser.
We were talking about this wipeouts. It's actually faster in a lot of cases to just fall off the side, open up the menu, have it place you back into the middle, a little like Lakitu Mario Kart, and then use the nitro to re-accelerate rather than it is to ever use the nitro and put yourself in those risky situations. So Jake definitely tried to swag a little bit and show y'all the terrible consequences of nitro actions, but you'll notice a lot of times, and especially if you do go check out his recorded run, you'll see that happen a lot, where you'll see he falls off the side and then immediately sort of quits out, resets, drops himself back in the middle, and then uses that nitro to get there. I mentioned one of the things, so there's little blue text that'll appear close call if he gets near a car.
Like that.
Sometimes that's intentional, but not always. And that is one of the only ways to replenish your nitro, which again, like your items, like your health bar, kind of goes continuously throughout the game. So for those of you who are familiar with roguelikes, this is a Final Fantasy VII motorcycle battle roguelike, Vigilante 8. It's like a mashup of all of the most wild games having to do with wheels.
I mean, I like the comparison to Final Fantasy VII, but I mean, it's definitely just supposed to be just a Road Rash clone for the most part. Like, it's definitely like more Road Rash than it is anything. The old Genesis Road Rash. Oh, here's the hallucinogenic chemical zone.
Oh yeah, so this is very important. So there are sort of affixes that will happen in some of these maps, and this is my favorite one. This is just cars start falling out of the sky, because I guess everyone's hallucinating is the lore. But they are very real. A what? Sorry. Yeah. Also, Shokashu says, "Did TwanM4n say he'll wear his goose hat if we reach 6K?" I think he said that. I think he said that too.
Well,
I think he said that. Yeah, I think he said that as it was happening.
I'm gonna have to.
Have the goose
hat. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. You're gonna hate the story as to why I don't have the goose hat anymore, but but I don't have the goose hat anymore.
Okay, well, I'll hate it later. You have to keep playing.
A coworker has it. I'm just gonna.
I see. I see. But yeah, so.
Oh no!
I really admire Yacht Club for putting Shovel Knight in absolutely any and every game. Yeah, I actually don't know. Is this legal? When I saw there are some questionable inclusions in the Road Redemption roster, I will say that. So I wasn't entirely sure when I saw Shovel Knight if this is sanctioned.
Shovel Knight was a very early addition to this. I mean, I guess technically this game's still in early access, but I want to say I remember reading an article from like late 2014 or 15 that Shovel Knight was announced as being a character in Road Redemption.
I see. Yeah. Well, let's go, Yacht Club. Thank you for letting Shovel Knight go anywhere and everywhere, even if it means decapitating gang members out in whatever this one is called. This is the no. So somebody asked about the lore. I guess here's what I can tell you from what very little I know, despite the cars falling from the sky. You're part of a gang called the Jackals, and you'll hear an incredibly Australian-sounding man some of the time when Jake blows up a car be like, "I've always wanted to blow one of those up." Or something. It's not the best accent.
That'll be a closed casket funeral.
Yeah, stuff like that, like really cheesy stuff. But y'all are part of the Jackals. And there are 3 other gangs that correlate with different areas of the game: the desert, the snow, and the city. They are called the Phantoms.
So in order, if I were to play like the normal campaign, it would be the Reapers in this area, the like deserty sort of area. The snowy areas where the Sigma are. The Sigma are like cyberpunk, cyborg biker gang.
Oh yeah, we got cyber bikers. We got ex-military bikers, and we've got cool like Mad Max bikers.
Yeah, pretty much nailed it. Okay. What else do I want?
Do we have time for another donation?
Yep.
Yeah, drop it in.
Thanks. We have a $5 donation from Sean Machos, who says, "If you like games, all speedruns are wrong. For a fact."
Sean Machos. Get out of here.
That's true. I can confirm that all speedruns are wrong, especially speedruns of
Baldur's Gate 3 early access. Yep. Sorry, that is way too deep or too. Yeah.
I know. Speedrunning is amazing. All of you are amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now I think we actually haven't seen one of these levels yet. In terms of this area, this is kind of the ruined city zone, which I actually like the most. I think it looks the best of a lot of the ones. You have a lot of very cool ramps of kind of broken highways and stuff.
What's gonna happen?
But yeah, you kind of go randomly put through each of these. You kind of have to be ready. If you were playing this in a normal playthrough, you're trying to predict, like, am I going to need the attack? Am I going to need this? Right? You have a finite amount of money, and it's pretty interesting from that respect. That said, Jake has played this game a lot and kind of knows what to look for.
I committed the cardinal sin of looking at chat just now, which is which is a dangerous thing to do. Shokashu, I know that you mentioned something about the Baldur's Gate speedrun memes. It's all Professor Palmer, so he's the one that ran Parasite Eve, I believe, at DreamHack Dallas or Austin a few years ago.
We're happy to shout out Palmer.
Well, we are big fans of Palmer, so that's where all that comes from. So
yeah. But we have yet to run into a rooftop.
Yeah, I was just about to say I didn't think we'd hit a rooftop yet.
Which is, I think, my favorite part, because one thing that hasn't really come up so far is there's also like an extra button that Jake has not showcased. There's like
the jump
boosters. Yeah, the jump jets.
I've used them a couple times. There was one part where I was in like a little pack of bikers and I wanted to hit eject because they were all about to hit me.
Sure.
And I just that's a good use for the jump jet when you're not on the rooftop, is to get out of great danger.
Yeah, the game kind of shifts in a wild way when we get to the rooftop sections. They look really awesome. I think they're my favorite part of this game. But also the jump jets. The jump jets kind of serve a different purpose in that they help you course correct in very cool ways. Whereas all of you have seen from the few but very powerful wipeouts so far, when you goof and run off the track in this game, there kind of isn't any saving you. Right? You are you are going directly to hell. You are flying across the curvature of the Earth and ending up in a different planet.
Speaking of rooftops.
Yeah. Oh, are we finally there?
Yeah.
Oh, baby. Okay, so rooftops are super cool. This is another... Oh, yeah. So this is another one of the... Yeah, there you go. Like, more of the jump jets. This one's a little slow, but saves you from falling off, which is obviously a pretty big deal.
Part of what I realized as I continued to do this with the Golden Jet is that, like, it's a lot harder to separate yourself from the pack in this game on the rooftops, because your nitro and your boosts only really work when you're on the ground, and you're very rarely you're much more frequently in the air when you're on the rooftop. So it's harder to like really get ahead of the pack, even if you're on the Golden Jet, because you're spending so much time in the air, so you can't build that top speed.
Yeah, but like we were talking about with the jump jets, it does allow you that unique situation to kind of like, because you're spending so much time in the air, to actually use them to boop yourself and kind of get around. Yeah, you see it's getting rowdy up here. Everyone clumped together.
Kicks are already, in my opinion, the most OP thing to do in the game, which is why you've seen me kick so many times. But when you're on the rooftops, kicking is like, I'm not even probably going to worry about the shovel, because kicking is going to get me where I need to go.
Because with the shovel, you have to do like a charge attack. You have to time it. You have to make sure that it actually. Oh, sick jump! Sick jump jets. Yeah, you'll see what I mean. It's so cool. It's really satisfying to look at. This is like watching the rooftop sections of this game is what pushed this game from, okay, this is fun and I support my friend, to like, okay, I would play this. Like I would super enjoy jamming out with this if it was a lot of sections like this. It's actually sick. Shokushu says, if you don't have a goose hat, could you wear a comically large hat? I actually don't know if you own a comically large hat. Another sick jump jet right there. So I'm just going to keep calling them out every time they happen because they're so cool.
Yeah, my screen name in high school was Iacobus Petisatus, which is Latin for, I think, like the hatted Jacob. And it's funny because I almost never wear a hat anymore.
And yet your most important moments in your life have been wearing a hat. And by that I mean the Goose Game run. But yeah, so Jake was talking about the kicking and how good it is on this level. The combat in this game, I mean, it makes sense that it would be as varied and serious, given that vehicular combat.
Oh, here we go. I'm not going to upgrade the sword. I actually don't think I need it.
Well, it's great that the sword upgrade came up, because I was going to talk about the combat here for a bit. So normally the kicking is kind of it's just a get off me button, right?
Yeah.
You
can also kill people pretty cheaply with it.
Yeah. So you see Jake is tagging someone there. So you may have noticed that we're running through a lot of these big circles as we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes Shovel Knight loves to eat an entire like rail and just get his head right in there. You'll notice that we've been picking up these orbs. And these are kind of like your standard, I guess, Mario Kart kind of power-ups. But we haven't actually had a lot of opportunities to use them, except your standard get extra health, get extra nitro. And levels like this are kind of the perfect opportunity that you can have these sort of sticky bombs, or you can even like pull out the grenade and run ahead of them. We might see Jake pull out one of those. You can get ahead of them, time it just right where you leave it on the road and blow them up. So they do not come around very often, but every time you do get them, you want to save them. Yeah, there you go.
You have to be very, very good with it, though.
Yeah. Which, luckily you're pretty good with it, I would think.
I killed Stu Doom, but Stu Doom wasn't a target.
Stu Doom.
Stu Doom.
My favorite baseball player, Stu Doom.
There we go.
But there you go. You get an extra kill.
There are a lot of great names in this game, by the way. There's Officer Gun, Stu Doom. You just look at the names whenever I take someone out there.
Stu Doom. Eat an entire rail. He's a growing knight. Yeah, you're incredibly right. Thank you for the raids, everybody. Welcome into Road Redemption. Well, there we go. And now we're back on another rooftop. The greatest combination.
That was scary. Okay. No, don't. No hit me.
You're living.
Get away.
You're living. You're good. You're good to go.
That was a good kick.
Yeah, you just kick them off and you kick them a million times. Anyways, the thing, I'm jumping all over the place talking about the combat, but I was saying that the kick is usually a powerful thing, but it feels like it's mostly a defensive tool. You can like finish someone off with it, but here it's the ultimate ring out Soul Calibur move. Like you can knock people incredibly far away. There's also a sword that has not come up very often. We haven't actually seen a boss fight yet.
That's good in general.
Yeah,
that I haven't.
It is good, especially that you're seeing them later, because your shovel will be at the maximum power if and when we do get around to those. But the shovel, as you have seen, it can score a kill if it hits cleanly on someone without a helmet, but there are enemies with helmets and armor, and you can kind of use the sword to knock off that armor and kind of parry them a little bit more. So it gets a little more involved to have to use multiple different items in your arsenal when you have to take down sort of the big bosses. We were kind of unfortunate at the start of this run to run into 3 of those kind of mob fight group battles in a row, but having that has actually benefited us a good amount of shovel chaining that I want to see if picked up maybe like 5, maybe even 6 just extra kills through the course of normal gameplay. Another cool jump jet right there, which from my understanding, you don't actually do. Like you don't usually go for kills unless it's, you know, the objective of the level.
Oh, you know what? No. Okay.
Oh,
That just scared me because I was about to get hit by like 6 different baseball bats.
Every time I feel like you're going to lose, the jump jets come in to save the day. Yo, this game's got boss fights.
Yeah.
You
just haven't seen them yet, but they are, without guns, they are quite scary.
Yeah.
So, if I can get some more kills with the shovel before... Okay, well, I didn't die, so that's important.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're parkouring.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can go for a
absolutely.
donation.
Please
sure.
go for it.
I just wanted to talk about EJI.
Oh, absolutely.
Please do.
The Equal Justice Initiative is committed to ending mass incarceration and excessive punishment in the United States, to challenging racial and economic injustice, and to protecting basic human rights for the most vulnerable people in American society. Thanks.
Yeah, well, I love justice, and I hate unlawful and extended incarcerations, especially at a massive scale. So that sounds amazing. And if anyone out there also think that sounds amazing, please consider donating. Speaking of donating, Jake is about to donate a lot of these people's blood all over the side of this canyon.
Everyone's got hats on. Wait, no, that one.
Never mind.
No.
See? Don't make me a liar.
Neptune.
Yay.
Get out of here.
Got him, and perfect.
I'm not going to attempt to hit that one that was like light blue because they had like that special armor and that just takes too long.
No. But speaking of that special armor, that is pretty close to what a lot of these boss fights look like. It's kind of like the group battles where they're big clumps. That's what a blood drive is. You're very correct. This could have been the subtitle of this game: Road Redemption, Blood Drive.
Oh, you've got a hat too. Get out of here.
If one of the devs is here, there's a freebie for you. But yeah, so glowing armor, big, very powerful. That said, Shovel Knight, despite having the rather large debuff normally, I really want to stress how difficult this game is, as fun as it is, and that Jake is doing a really good job of not dying as much as he could be, because 200% crash damage, it's very easy to slide off, and that stuff adds up very quickly. And if you aren't playing well to get enough money to try to heal up between rounds, or you get unlucky and you go a few rounds without seeing ways to heal, that's something that can add up and end up to kind of ending your run.
Okay. Not sure.
Yeah. But and the boss fights, the other thing I was trying to say is we really aren't out of the woods. Like
the boss fights are going to be very intense.
The intro to this run was a little rocky, and then we've hit a pretty good stride in the middle. But the boss fights all sort of being clumped up at the end makes me worried for, if a number of those come together at the wrong time, you can start failing a number of objectives. You can start getting lower and lower and lower health penalties, which can
help me out, y'all. Come on.
Things. That said, hopefully picking up a few shovel kills.
I was wanting to get a kill, but...
Yeah, it looks like they... do not want to help. Ilantan.
Yeah.
Ilantan. No, Ilantan doesn't want to help. That one made me nervous. It is very nervous.
Let's see.
300 miles per hour bike crash. Yeah.
I do want to recover
This
health.
is like, it reminds me of games like the Burnout series, where it's just like crashing is a lot of the fun. And from what I understand, you can play through the normal campaign of this and have a really fantastic time messing around.
Oh, yeah.
It's on Campaign Plus and Campaign Plus Plus, where the margins for error get a lot slimmer.
Yes, you go so fast, I wreck hitting someone going the same direction as me.
As I mentioned, the obscene wipeouts. I feel like I've seen so many of these now, and every one of them still gets me. Yeah, he is wearing a full set of armor. Yeah, it do hurt. One thing I was going to mention is it's kind of funny because you look at the character sheet for Shovel Knight and all of the restrictions and the very few bonuses, and one of the bonuses is like 10% armor, and it doesn't sound that good, but it actually is quite good, and really goes a long way to helping kind of blunt a lot of the attacks that you're catching, counter attacks from people in this melee range, which is a big part of what's making this very doable. Again, when Jake was doing his warm-up and we were practicing commentary, it's so easy to get melee attacked non-stop by a group of like 4 or 5 people, especially when there's a boss in there that you need to attack. And even with 10% armor, your health can drop drastically. and that's something that, especially if you're playing other characters, can really add.
I want to hit that guy. It's just
Do
so
we have
hard.
time for another donation?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you. We have a $50 donation from Harrow. She says, "Jump jets for justice."
Wow, thank you, Hero. Jump jets for justice, indeed. That's triple J's. That's how you know it's powerful.
There you go. For the fans.
I want for the fans. There's a jump jet. I really want people in chat to put their energy together. We've gone through. I feel like we're a little over halfway.
Yeah, we're definitely over halfway.
We want to say there's on average about 20 levels between the 3 sort of zones, though it is randomized.
I'm actually now scared about the fact that I haven't seen a boss fight yet, because now I'm worried I'm going to get 3 in a row, and that's frightening to me.
This is we are going to come in for a photo finish. But what I want everyone's energy for is I want rooftops and I want hallucinogenic chemical zone. Yeah, I want rooftops with the cars dropping. I super want that to happen. It is so fun and so wild.
All right, this is the first, in the story, the first boss. You don't have to get this boss first in Campaign Plus. Oh, that's looking too fast for you. Slow down. God.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna try to kill him with the shovel, because he's the easiest, and I want to save my stuff up, my bombs and stuff for the other bosses.
Yeah, this one, I believe, kind of true road warrior style is mostly trying to take you down by himself. Doesn't come with a massive group that is. You're seeing a few extras right now, but some of them later, like the Sigmas, travel in a pretty massive pack where, like Jake was saying, saving our red shells, so to speak, our bombs and other tricks are going to be really important. And, it's always good to stack up the shovel as well. A little under half, so hopefully not.
Oh, that's scary.
Giselle goofed.
Jill Berry.
Getting pumped up right there. I was talking about how easy it is to get kind of taken out, but luckily...
he wrecked. we gotta wait for him. Hold on.
How did that? I saw his head.
Get out of here.
With a girder. How does that not finish? All right, there we go. There it is.
That was funny.
And we got the shovel bonus, baby.
You know what? I'm gonna take it. I didn't think I was gonna see the 1-up mushroom, but that's really good safety.
Revived with full health when you die. Yeah. That one actually has not come up.
Yeah.
From everything
I didn't even mention it because it comes up so rarely, but now I have a lot more security because now I can afford. I'm gonna try to not die still, but now I at least can die if I have to.
Yeah, this is. I don't want to say. I don't think we were certainly worried about it not finishing.
I was worried about it not finishing.
I just mean the difficulty between a normal run of this and a Shovel Knight run kind of cannot be understated.
Yeah.
The enemy combat and the boss fights take so much longer with Shovel Knight, easily twice as long, if not more, when you can just run and gun behind them and kind of take care of it. So here we are on our third rooftop section. I hope you all enjoy the sights, the sounds, the jump jets for justice. But I'm hoping that this doesn't mean we're out of them. I feel like we should see 1 or 2 more in the rotation.
I'm trying to remember. I know we've done at least 3.
Yeah.
I want to say there might be 4. At least
Jill Berry?
Yeah, Jill Berry.
Is this a Resident Evil reference? Yeah, it probably is.
Okay.
Ooh, oh, sick.
That
actually, and that's folks, I want some emotes for that jump jet. That was, you do that one slightly wrong, and we are going to spin incredibly slowly into our doom. That was actually sick. Kick looks super OP on rooftops. Yeah, it's actually very broken. It goes from, still a very good multi-use tool to just a one-hit KO if you time it right.
If you see me on normal courses get close to any sort of obstacles on the side of the road, just concrete, random construction material or rocks or whatever, I'm probably going to be kicking them instead of using the shovel because it's so easy to just get a quick kill by just booting them into some stuff on the side of the road. Oops.
Yeah.
Well, I always get hung up in that corner sometimes. No, I don't want to finish second. Go! Get out of here. Wait, no! We're fine.
Clutch!
That was
the multi-jets. There you go.
Once I pass the finish line, I can do whatever.
You can go wherever you like.
I don't want any of this.
You don't want to recover 100% of your nitro, Jake?
Definitely not. Okay.
You're looking at pretty low.
All right.
Actually, interesting enough, you have used a lot of it. Yeah. So this is what the Sigma boss.
So this this one's gonna scare me. So as I go off, I missed it. Just flail.
Aw, dang.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
you just gotta let that one play out for the kids. That's sometimes you just gotta let that one happen. Yeah. So this is the Sigma boss fight, which I believe is the second canonically boss fight. They are not guaranteed to show up in that order, so y'all kind of have a little treat. It's like you're playing the game at home.
Okay.
But sticking with the bomb, kind of saving up a lot of these bombs, and you can see it doesn't actually move the health bar down because we have to get rid of armor and stuff.
Oh, all right. Well,
that kind of hurt. If I could feel pain. All right. Ooh, Jump Jet is trying to restore. Okay. All right. Decent recovery there.
okay, this is good
Didn't quite hit the top fly.
she's alone, at least.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A little ahead there. Yeah. So trying to maneuver to split her up from the rest of the group.
Okay, almost got it.
The shovel is not
There we
terrible.
go. Great. That is awesome. I love that. We got out of that
Yeah.
without too much of a problem.
Yeah, that was 4 hits. It was 2 bombs, 2 shovels. Your shovel was doing 84 damage. That's wild, actually.
I definitely need health.
You have been you have been really stacking that thing. Love that for you. Yeah, this is. I know it's kind of a speedrun meme. I feel like for you to watch a marathon and hear people be like, "Y'all, you don't understand. That was really hard." But truly, that's like this was like the nightmare scenario. Was late game bosses at this situation and definitely clutching it out there. So now we're back to
in general, yeah. Well, this is kind of like the last area again. I don't want to go that way. Going off course on this bike is very dangerous because anytime you go off the road, you just die. So I would rather just take the normal path that gives me a lot more leeway than try to do some shortcut that's going to send me flying even further off the course. So
yeah, games like this are neat because even if you are playing it casually, you feel I mean, you're going very fast, right? Like you feel like you're doing the game good, so to speak, and yet, you know, even the really optimized runs of this, if y'all check out the normal campaign run, there's a lot of difficulty in controlling. There's a lot of difficulty of making sure you're staying where you want to go, and a lot more care to like what upgrades you would take to try and help. You know, like you can get in a normal run, you can actually get like XP bonuses, but since we're already maxed out, that doesn't really matter here.
Yeah, there are skill trees that I haven't even touched on, but a lot of the more well-known characters don't even let you. You know what? Let's just do this. Don't even let you use the skill tree. So I think this one does let you use the skill tree though.
So you'll see right there. I think we've actually been pretty lucky in that a lot of the stops have been, you know, awesome, hilarious wipeout.
Barely hit that rock.
But yeah, like that, just losing his mind in the air there. But yeah, we've been lucky that most of them have been like that. But when you get stuck, just a quick quit out and then sacking some of that nitro to catch yourself back up, you know, tends to be better than just about anything else you can do there.
So I mean, you do take
confirmed.
You do take the health, a little bit of health, like a health penalty when you do that. So that does in particular hurt Shovel Knight a little bit, but I'm still fine with it.
You can't really do it with impunity, but yeah, I think you know, despite the massive crash damage bonus or debuff that Shovel Knight gets, I think you've been doing a really good job of conserving a lot of your health and generally topping off between
Here we go.
rounds.
Like you finally caught up.
All right, so this is, I think I can say we're officially in the end game.
Yeah.
There are a couple free levels left. This is the last of the bosses.
Yeah, and when you know a human being is named assassin, like it's not their job title, you know it tends to be they're probably a pretty hardcore person.
This is the most stressful level, by the way.
Yeah, you're right.
Ash, I don't want you
you're
to
right.
hit me.
That is a terrible Aussie accent. That's why I was doing a terrible Aussie accent earlier. I was trying to sound like this person, and now you understand. Turn around and go home. I'm not gonna do it again. I the assassin stands alone. So yeah, you're starting to see the clumps. You're starting to see how tricky you can get. Oh, there you go.
So
that's great.
The assassin's on a special bike, and if I get through this, you'll get to see the special bike. But I need to get this kill first.
Rest in violence to Christiane Tabitha
All right, I may have to rely on my shovel.
and Phantoms Robinson. God, very good names in this video game, I gotta say. All right,
This is
going for a lot of
stressing me
those.
out. Okay.
Yeah, so not getting as much luck. But he did take out kind of a shield.
All right, let's just get ahead of him.
Yeah, and I think now... Whoa, are you going to get it?
A little too early.
Yeah. Okay, Phantom's Codex is now out. It's still good. Oh, Heather Williams, bye. Sorry, I know there's probably more riveting commentary, but I just, you know... How many of these Phantoms asked for this? Probably all of them when they joined a post-apocalyptic bike gang against Shovel Knight. So, yeah, moving right along. Y'all are really seeing how hard this is. And I believe there is still an end to this level. A good set of shovels here. Not the worst, but they are parrying, which again... is,
No,
is,
no,
I think,
because... All right, let's just... Okay. Not going so hot for me. I want to get this guy out of the way.
Yeah, someone pointed out
Nope,
at least your shovel is doing 98 damage on a full charge, so we are stacking it up there, but this is kind of, you know, the downside, right? You end up in a situation where we very well might time out the level. I don't think it'll be super costly, but...
Well, yeah, I just have to restart.
Yeah.
And I don't want to restart. Okay, I did get a hit. If he says something, that means I got a hit.
Yeah. Star Fox rules. If they start saying something, you know you're progressing. I'm honestly kind of impressed. Okay, we're in there. We're in there. Ooh, deflects the car. Very powerful. And we're going to do it.
Oh no, I cannot. You've got to die here. Thank you. Oh,
there we go. Clutched it out.
This, I mean, I would really be throwing this game if I don't finish it here. Okay, so there's 2 more levels left. One is I have to escape the Phantom territory, and I'm on the bike. You see, I have this shiny bike, and we'll see if I run into this car right here. It doesn't matter.
Oh hey.
It doesn't matter.
Crash. Oh my god.
Get out of here.
Oh, watch out, Shovel Knight's on he's on the plot bike now, baby. There we go. And honestly, I will call that out. That's a sweet reward, like playing this game and ragdolling forever, finally getting through that fight and then being like, no, you move.
Yeah. So
are we in a hallucination zone? I don't think I noticed.
No, I think I'm just creating a hallucination zone for everyone else.
You're hitting cars so hard that they're flying forward.
Yeah.
That's good.
Also, in general, I can't wreck, so don't have to worry about the crash damage anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, that's another major downside mitigated. I'm a little sad we didn't see Rooftop hallucinating. That's truly wild.
My favorite thing is when I run over the cars and it still says close call.
It's got very call an ambulance, but not for me energy, right? It's like that. It was a close call for them. They almost hit you.
So what I was going to say, I kept derailing myself, is that even when you get this bike, the bike has the same properties as whatever bike you're playing with. You know, other than the fact that you're basically invincible, you know, you can't wreck or anything, but you can see that I'm still going quite fast. And actually, I'm just gonna reset. The timer on this,
same place too. Wow.
The escape timer is actually pretty tight if you're on like a more normal bike. So it's definitely not a freebie when you get to this point and you don't have the golden jet unlocked.
Yeah, it's not just it's not like a victory lap where they're like, you did the hard part and now do this thing. It's more like have this fun benefit, but now as a result of that, you know, it's going to be balanced a little more difficult for you to get through.
I want to say I usually have like 19 or 20 seconds left if I'm not on the golden jet. But just to give you an idea as to how much faster the Golden Jet is, we're at what, 119, and I'm about to finish this level.
Yeah. Yeah, which is like pretty considerable, right? Like, and again, oh, you love that.
Just slam the sign to finish.
You love the swag slam.
Right, one more level.
Almost out of
Yes, this is the last one.
Gotta say, we're all
We just get a little
Everybody.
pep talk from our leader.
Be careful. We
Jackal
still don't know
Leader.
why the assassin-
That's actually his full name,
Well, we think
Jackal
it might have
S.
been an inside
Leader.
job. What better way
I can
to
look at
recruit
chat
guns
for a
than to get all the
very
gangs to
brief
fight each
moment.
other over bounty, right?
Yeah, quick, everybody tell Jake what a great job he's doing in this run,
Looks like
in this
we'll be
brief
at war.
It
moment.
went way better than I thought it was going to go.
At least
Yeah,
we can afford the best guns now.
there we go. Wow,
Toast.
the Toast 042.
So then we get credits. We skip the credits, and where do we go? Pat, where do we go?
Where do we go? Oh, is this a secret level? Oh, of course. Yeah, so Jake actually didn't tell me what this was.
Oh, well.
I do love this.
Immediately go off the track.
I knew that it was there was a secret level, but I did not know what
Yeah,
it was.
I said I
we could all
wouldn't
share.
tell him.
We could all share in this together. This is great.
So the time will be when I hear the gong at the very end of Rainbow Road, or whatever they call this, because they probably can't call it Rainbow Road.
Yeah. Also, I unmuted for a sec to see if there would be music, and immediately after I did, I was like, "Oh right, they would be sued an extreme amount."
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, the music is very generic, like do do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
Yeah, yeah, all of you have a Rainbow Road theme that you are close to in your lives. So everyone in the chat, just don't close your eyes, but in your own hearts, imagine that song playing instead of whatever this is. Can Patrick sing Rainbow Road song? Jake, can I?
Oh, is that's the road that you go when you die?
What? No,
That's the Rainbow Road song.
Oh my god, no, never mind. Oh my god.
That has to be the song that we're talking about, right?
No, we're just talking about the theme, the music that plays in this.
Oh,
In what this would normally be.
some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Chat does not know what you're talking about.
Oh,
All right, well-
I'm trying to remember the lyrics of that Rainbow Road song as I fall off.
Yeah, sorry everyone. My mom says I have to go home right now. If I sing the song, if I sing the song, I'll die. So never mind. Yeah. Fun fact: when checking the submissions, we were thinking about putting that run in. It did look interesting. We saw Rainbow Road, and we were like, "Okay, never mind. It's
Well,
in." Yeah,
so
yeah.
the frustrating thing was that like my submission in my world record run has like no commentary. I just play the game, and the audio balance is a little bad. And also the thing that frustrates me the most about that is that my antivirus went off in the middle of the run. So you see me run into a wall in the video with no context, and it's because I'm frantically tabbing out to like stop my antivirus, and I've tried to beat that time and I can't, even though there's this free like 15 or 20 seconds where I'm just like, where my bike's just leaning into a wall.
That's the most relatable.
See, Miko knows.
speedrunning
Miko
thing.
knows.
Yeah.
It's called a road. It's a road that you go when you die. It's got Princess Peach, Mario, and the Toad. That's part of the lyrics.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know what it is. But
And,
yeah,
and then
antivirus
and then he
is
sings about his uncle that he misses.
Norton speed ran it for you. The whole like people will get world record all the time. Like this is a very relatable thing that I think many people, even if you don't have one, which I mean, come on, just get out there and get a world record, folks. What's going on? Stop it.
I almost
But
got the save.
it's even when you're watching one, that would have been the most wild save. When you're watching one, every one of you has watched a world record run where in the run someone's complaining about it and saying how the run is dead, and you know in real life that it's the world record. Now it's funny to me because I think, Jake, you may be the only world record holder in history
That's
that has
going on.
claimed that has an actual claim to their run being bad. I think you're
Yeah.
the only one that gets to say, yes, my PB world record is bad because
God,
there's 15 seconds of Norton antivirus software.
I will gladly take Slowpoke over just not finishing. I just saw the
yeah.
snow. I'm guessing I'm probably just like
Oh,
barely
yeah.
over 45 right now.
Yeah, you're a little
It's
past.
because wait, here we go. Time. It's fine if you can just sit by a little bit, but. So here's the skill tree we were talking about, but everything's maxed out, so there's no.
Yeah, you don't even need it. You get all those warp pipes. That's how you got to Rainbow Road. You get all the warp pipes.
That was something.
And that was I really don't know if y'all know how difficult this was.
It's a very fun game though.
Thank you for being here and supporting my friend.
If you die in the game, it gives you one of the head developers' phone numbers just on the screen and says, "Call Ian Fish and tell him what you think about the game."
Yeah, that's really good. I really like that.
Yeah, this was intense.
Yeah.
I like to try a bunch of different games: Untitled Goose Game, Uncharted, games with "un" in it, Road Run Redemption.
Ibn Batuta.
Was that Untitled motorcycle game?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got a title. I mean, sure, we'll call it Untitled.
Yes, Untitled, incredibly titled motorcycle game.
So, apologies for going over a little bit, but yeah, I'm surprised it took as long as it did. But I guess killing only with the shovel and not having guns takes quite a while. So yeah, I think my world record's like 30-something minutes.
Yeah, it's like
it's alright. It was very entertaining, anyways.
Well, yeah, I appreciate y'all letting me run it, and I guess that's basically it for me. That's Road Redemption.
Yeah.
So we will go to a quick musical transition, and we will be back with Quest for Glory 2: Trial by Fire by David TKI. Thanks again, guys, and we'll be right back.